Hey everyone, I have a very, very exciting show for you because we are going to talk about an off-market deal. I had the luxury of working with lots of folks in the Fresno area, and this gentleman is one that I often go to. He brought this package to me, and I asked if he'd be open to the idea of sharing it with the world, and he said, "For you, let's do it." So let's welcome Dean to the show, and we'll get into the deal. How you doing, Dean?
Hello, hello. Good day to you, Zuber. Good to be here with you, and thanks for having me back.
Yeah, man, I love what you're doing. I always appreciate it when good people, honest effort, sort of go, let's just keep helping and collaborating. So I see that in you. And when I get the opportunity to give back, such as advertising this deal for you, I'm like, let's do it. So let's bring it up so you can start talking about it. One sec. And you should be able to see it
Awesome.
when this works. You should be seeing it now or shortly. Is that coming through?
Yes, sir. Got it right
Look,
here.
look at that. So you want to say anything before we jump in and we start showing pictures and talking details about this off-market deal?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for those of you that don't know me, Dean Rogers here from Home Helpers Group. Um, we are a real estate investor here in the Central Valley. We, buy houses to fix and flip them. Today in 2019, we more commonly come across great deals that we'll either keep as a rental ourselves, or we'll sell them off to other investors and really act as a wholesaler, for those of you that are familiar with that term. And really what that means is we're just good at finding deals. So we're constantly looking and evaluating deals. In this situation here, we just did a couple transactions ourselves. Got another one in escrow, and we thought to ourselves, hey, here's an opportunity to go to the audience and present a great opportunity to look at 3 properties to buy as a package deal. So it's not every day we do something like this. So kind of a unique, cool opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, you're right. We just closed on 2 together, right? You were the wholesaler, I was the buyer. And we actually have one
Yep.
more in escrow. So very common with your business. Love the deals you bring together. And I look forward to what you're going to share. So let me go to the next slide. There you go.
Awesome. All right, guys. So we're going to go through 3 properties here. They're all in the same really central location of Fresno. So great thing about these 3 properties is if you buy them, they're all really close. One is literally across from the other, and the other one's just right around the corner, a couple blocks away. So for those of you that are looking to buy 3 together, have the opportunity to fix them up, have the same contractor maybe work on them, here's your opportunity right here. So first property here, 721 South Archie in the 93702 zip code of Fresno. Just your standard 2-bedroom, 1 bath, built in 1939, 864 square feet. It's going to be a common style house that you see built in that time, with the same type of exterior structure. It's pretty straightforward type of house. This one in particular is in nice condition. This one and the one across the street, which I'll talk about next, the roofs were updated in 2005. Current rents are $600, which you find this a lot with landlords that have owned the properties for some time. They set the price when they bought it. They first rented it. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to have the risk of raising rents and having people fuss about it or move out or start asking for repairs. So
Yeah.
they never do. So in this case, rents are $600 on each of these 3 properties. They haven't raised them.
Yeah.
So there's opportunity to do some updates and certainly increase the rents there.
Yeah. So if I was looking at this deal, because I did a house like this, just ever so slightly bigger, I think it was 890 square feet. Same config, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, old house. We just rented it for $995, so call it $1,000.
Yep.
But it's like what I preach, right? It's building a turnkey unit, so it's new floors, new paint, new kitchens, new baths. In this case, you're lucky because the new roof's call it 10 years old, 15 years old,
Yeah.
which means it should have another decade or so on it. So big expense saved there.
No doubt.
But yeah, again, rents are low. They're probably low by 50%, right? Because it should be at least 900, but right around the corner, I
Yeah.
think I'm 4 streets away. I got 995. So when you're running your numbers, if you are going to buy something like this and you're watching my channel, plan for 995. This is the classic. Okay, it's well lived in. We're going to go in. We're going to give the tenant 60 days. They're going to get out. Then you're going to go spend 15 or 20. But then you're going to have a rent at $1,000, right? And you know, when you see this package in a minute, it even after repairs, it's going to be close to the 1% rule, which is pretty cool. So I think you had pictures next. Oh, there it is.
Yep. Yep. No, you nailed it. And you know, another great thing about these properties is, you know, 2-bedroom, 1 bath in Fresno, 1,000 square feet or less. Those things are renting like hotcakes. You put a for rent sign out front.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you better turn your phone off after a couple days because it's just going to be ringing.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to keep those things not rented,
Yeah.
right? So in this case, here's a couple pictures of the exterior. You know, like you can tell from the pictures, pretty nice condition. They
Yep.
actually put stucco on the outside of this one here. You can see the good condition of the roof. This is your standard 2-1. So
Yeah.
here's a couple pictures just to give you an idea what it looks like.
Yeah, and then when I look at this as a landlord, what I see is, first, I also look at the fencing. The fencing is very solid and secure, so that means they can let their kids play in the front yard. And you obviously see a carport there, right? I talk to you all the time, people watching this. It's bedrooms, bathroom, and parking. So you will absolutely. I can't see why you wouldn't get $995 for something like this. The unit that I rented for $995, for example, was street parking. So here you can call it secured carport. So even a bigger plus. So that's all the goodness on the first property. That one looks pretty nice. Here we go. Number 2.
All right, number 2, right across the street at 718 South Archie in the 93702 zip. You got another property here, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, a little bit smaller, 16 square feet, built in 27. New roof in 2005, like we talked about, same rents. Both of these right next to each other have swamp coolers with window ACs. So again, something you see really common in these type of properties.
Yeah. So again, just giving you the landlord or the one who buys and fix up. This one here, assuming it is 616 square feet, which is obviously small as a 2-1. Sometimes there's exterior laundry and other hookups, which actually add to the square footage, but not on city records. So look at it when you get inside. But what this means is the remodel on this one is going to be about $5,000 less because you just need less stuff, right? You need less laminate flooring. You need less paint. You need the kitchen is going to be smaller. Your square footage of the uppers and lowers will probably be at least a foot or two smaller, left and right, top and bottom. So, you know, again, they rent. These 2-1s rent. And again, the new roof is a nice touch. So let's see the pictures on this one. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, you got the fencing. I can't tell if there's a carport on the right, but you definitely have a solid fence. Fencing is what drives me crazy because that's $4 to $6 grand in wasted money.
Oh yeah.
So
No
this is
doubt about
strong.
it.
You got a nice paint job. I mean, at least you got some nice color combination. Probably needs a refresh. But yeah, somebody would love to live in this. Yeah, I got none. That looks great. Anything else?
Yep. No, there's not a whole lot to say other than, you know, these type of ones, they rent very easily. They rent quickly. A lot of times the people that are renting them, they know the neighborhood. They've already lived in the neighborhood. You bring a nicely, you know, updated house here, they're going to move in. They're going to have some pride of ownership of being in that neighborhood and
Mm-hmm.
having a sense of community. So, you know, this could be another good rental, and it being right across the street is great to have.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say is this one might, just given the size, assuming no carport that we're not seeing on the right there, I'd budget 900 rent all day long, where the other one was 995, a little bit bigger, a little more space, plus covered carport and the like. I feel very good about telling you 995 because I have stuff right around the corner. This one planned for 900. But again, you may have some upside that I'm not seeing in these couple of pictures. And here's the third one.
No, sounds fair.
Here we go.
All right, next one, right around the corner, a couple blocks over. You got 4569 East Inyo Avenue, Fresno, same zip, 93702, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, around the same square footage as the last, built in 24, around the same year built. And let's see, rents 600, same as before. I think I have a typo in there. Let me go back to my email here. Let me make sure I'm not providing incorrect information. I want to make sure I got that right. 1 second here.
Sure.
So I don't believe there was a new roof in 2005 for Inyo. So that was a typo, duplicating the slide. So apologize on that.
Yeah.
Don't believe it's new roof, but we'll see the pictures, and put your opinions together on that. The roof, no information about any sort of leaks or information shared about any sort of issues that we're aware of. So just wanted to make sure to call that out.
Yep.
Same as before, swamp coolers, window ACs, similar situation as the last ones.
Yep. So here's your picture or pictures.
So here's a picture. Yeah, it's like a more narrow style house. It goes back.
Yep.
The square footage of the lot is much larger on this one. I believe the first one, 721, is around 3,600 square foot lot. The second one, 718 South Archie, I think it's 3,000, approximately 3,000. This one is in the 6,000 square foot range of lot. So much more space. For someone that wants a big yard, that has a couple kids that just want to run loose and get wild, this is your lot right here. So much more space here. You can see a carport on the left. Yep. And big tree to provide some cool coverage in the front, so they're not cranking their AC all summer long.
Yeah, exactly. So again, just looking at what I see here, first off, a very nice fence, assuming that's their fence, both in the foreground and in the rear, with privacy slats. I do see a building off to the right, and that actually looks like a Mercedes right there, if I'm looking at that correctly. That's kind of crazy. Anyways, do you have any color on what that is to the kind of the right, that little, I call it a shed? You know what that is there?
That's a fair question. Let me ask my acquisitions manager, get back to you on that one.
That's okay. Because I think you may have living space there. I think that that looks like, again, from this direction, from my experience, that looks like it could be at least living space, the way the roof is kind of set up there. So that might be added value for someone. But even if that's no value, what you have here, again, is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, kind of a carport there. I'd feel really good about $900 rent, assuming zero value from what I appear over that fence on the right. And then, yeah, the one on this one is, I would tell you to do some tree trimming, because you're going to want to get that thing away from the roof, because I can only imagine what's leaning over that roof. So plan for some tree trimming. Oh, man. So here's the package. Oh, look at that.
Here's the package. So 3 properties together here. Guys, we got a great deal for you today. Package deal. Buy all 3 of these together for $250,000. Do the math on that, and try to tell me if you can find another opportunity on the MLS or any other deals that just fall in your lap, like this one here today, for $250,000 for 3 properties in Fresno, all right next to each other. Some of the benefits, just to call them out, there's no realtor fees. So for those of you that are used to buying investment properties, holding on as rentals, you don't have any realtor fees that you'd have to pay. If you were doing an inside deal with a buddy who's a realtor, you might have to pay him some fees, right? In this case, you're just paying the normal closing costs that you would. Buyer pays all closing costs. That's typical for off-market deals. So you would take care of all the closing costs for each property. Depending upon if you're getting any sort of private financing or anything, you're going to be anywhere from $1,500 to about $2,000 per property. So go ahead and expect that. Put that into your budget. That's what we anticipate and expect on ours. These are completely off-market properties. They have not been on the MLS, and believe it or not, they have not been shared with anyone else except for Zuber before I shared it with the rest of you. No one else has seen this. You guys have completely first look at all 3 of these properties. So I haven't sent it to my buyers list. This is a special, opportunity that we're sharing with all of you. I'm not going to hit send on this property out just as we're done recording this. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit, wait for people to reach out. So something we're trying out here and sharing with you guys today. So definitely a special opportunity. Yeah,
I appreciate you giving us that chance. I really do appreciate it. That's such a nice thing. I will get this up today, so we see what happens. But let me answer a few questions I would expect watchers to ask me. First off, Zuber, why aren't you buying these? Right? I looked at these yesterday, and the short answer, Dean kind of hit on it already. I literally have already committed to 3 similar properties, and I already had 8 other projects in the works. So quite frankly, I have 11 projects, and they're all kind of in this realm. And could I have done these? Sure. But they would have been slow. I would have had to have carrying costs. And frankly, I have enough people watching this channel that keep asking me for off-market deals where I said, Dean, let's see what happens if we record something and send it out. Because these are exactly the kind of stuff I bought. I bought 3 properties from you that added up to just, I mean, like razor thin shy of 250 within the last 21 days. So these are exactly the kinds of things I buy. It's just, I don't like having 11 projects and all my money out at one time. So let me ask that question. Second, I haven't been inside any of these yet, but I've been in enough of these over the years that you should just plan on new flooring, new paint, new kitchens, new bath. They are rented, so you just have to be good human beings and expect a 60-day notice, which is the California law. You can choose to do cash for keys if you would like. These are so geographically located, it makes perfect sense. You're not driving all over the city. These are absolutely the kind of properties that if you were looking for off-market, properties with higher ARVs in the future with sweat equity, these are what you would buy. So that's why this is happening. That's why Dean has said yes to my crazy idea of sharing them. And it's why I didn't buy them. It's because I just bought 3 and I don't need 3 more right now. So how can you get a hold of Dean? Let's show you. There you go.
Yeah. So if you want to get a hold of me, if you like to be on Instagram, you want to follow someone who's active and busy out there, you can certainly follow us on Instagram. Slide me a DM with some interest about these 3 properties. If you want to get directly to me, straight to business, shoot me an email, dean@homehelpersgroup.com. I got my email up, ready to go at all times. We can connect, talk the details about these properties. We'd love to share this package and see if we can put a deal together. If for some reason this one just isn't right for you, for whatever reason, that's okay. But if you're still interested in future opportunities, still reach out to me via email. We'd love to get your information and be in contact with you going forward about ongoing opportunities. So, guys, great deal here today. 3 properties at one time, all next to each other for $250,000. That's a pretty smoking deal, and pretty excited to be able to share that with everybody today.
Yeah, excellent. All right, man. Thank you for doing that. I know this is kind of a little wonky and crazy idea. Let's give it 48, maybe 60 hours, so 2.5 days. We'll see how many people blow up your email. We'll just see. I'll get it up in the next, call it 3 hours. So by 6 o'clock, I'll send you the URL when it's out. So if you want to forward it, you can. But let's see what happens.
Sweet.
All right, man. Thank you very much. There you go.